Heidi ho, everyone, and welcome aboard. It is a terrific Tuesday, or is it? I don't know. We get to decide. We'll have a look at some trading setups very shortly. But the biggest news of the day thus far, of course, is that the Reserve Bank of Australia met at its normal time of 2:30 local, and did nothing pretty much. No movement in interest rates as we would expect. And of course, we also had the statement, which was pretty much as expected once again. So I don't really see why there would be too much movement in the Aussie, except, of course, that the market may well read into it that, well, you can read into it because it's there. The RBA has increased its asset purchasing with bond purchasing across both federal and state bonds of to the tune of another $100 billion, which will commence in April. No real change there, as far as I'm concerned. Hi Shaheen, if you could put your second name, please, into the wherever you put that, that would be good. We cannot allow one names into the room because we've had a lot of yeah, unless we've had a lot of because we've had a lot of what do they call those things? Trolls. So yeah, two names, please. Unless of course we know exactly who you are, that's fine. But please use two names. Otherwise, we won't be able to let you into the meeting room. Of course, you can watch it on YouTube or Facebook. That's fine. But to get into the meeting room itself, we need to have two names, please. Okay, so back where I was with the RBA, the $100 billion extra bond purchasing to take place in April at the current rate of $5 billion per week. So that part hasn't changed, the rate of quantity of easing, if you like, but an extra $100 billion, everyone's doing it. So why should that make a difference? In my humble opinion, I don't know that it will. All right, so I should have shared my screen, and there you see that there was no rate change in the cash rate. Of course, nobody expected that. Interesting play here for mine. We had the RBA statement today, which to my mind was benign, but the $100 billion, you've got to take that into account. And of course, tomorrow morning, most of our times I'm on GMT here. We will have an unemployment rate posted, which will be the main figure here, not the employment change, but the employment rate tipped to go up by 0.3%. Interesting, because the Aussie unemployment rate's going down, Kiwi unemployment rate going up. Does that mean we're going to have a bit of a rally in Aussie Kiwi? Good question. If that's a beat, then I would say the current waterfall really is what we're seeing in the Aussie Kiwi, may well continue. But if that is a miss to the down or to the upside in this case, so say that's 5.7, 5.8, something like that, then I think you'll see a big rally in the Aussie Kiwi. We'll talk a bit more about that a little bit later. Okay, let's go to charts. And of course, the pound breakout trade that we do each and every day on London Open. Today, again, we're trialing two systems now, and this one here has been on trial for quite some time. Well, this particular version of it since the beginning of the year, but the actual breakout trade we've been trying to master for quite some time. Failed yesterday, completely failed yesterday. As you can see, got tipped in here at resistance, and bang goes your mangoes. Let's see what happens today. We are less than a minute away. In fact, we're 40 odd seconds away from that being the case. I think the buy order is pretty safe. I'll only go through the one that I'm trialing from my own strategies point of view, and if we get time, I'll then go through the second one, which has been back tested by a computer. So the buy order looks to be okay. We're trading one bar here because the range is what we're trying to break out of is the 3-bar range prior to London Open. You can see where the pivots are. This is a dodgy one to go long, I would have thought, but we'll see. So this candle here covers that range. So it's the high and the low that we're trading breakout of. Righto, so here we go. Those numbers are correct. I'll give you TP1 shortly, but I'll place the order. The bias, again, guys, this is in beta test mode, so do not put any meaningful money on this. If you want to have a little flutter, by all means do so. But, you know, 1/10 of 1% or something like that is what I'm suggesting that you do. So the buy order is 1.3716 and the stop loss on that is 1.3699. So there's that one. So we're trading the breakout of, that doesn't look right. What on earth has happened here? Let me go back and I've given you the 1.3693. Sorry, guys. I've given you the one for the 5-bar breakout. 1.3693, I think is what I just said. And the stop loss, hang on, I'll work that out. 1.3670. Be good if somebody could type these up for me. Save a hell of a lot of time. All right, let me change that now. Modify. 1.3693 is the entry level. And the stop loss is 1.3670. Okay, that one's sorted and that looks a whole lot better. So the sell will be exactly the reverse of that. So let's go with selling at 1.3670. And we are having a stop loss of 1.371, sorry, 1.3670, yep, and 1.3693 will be the stop loss. Right, I'll work out your take profits. So the take profit for those of you doing this for the first time is half of the risk in terms of pips. So in this case, we've got a risk of 23 pips. So we'll halve that. We'll go down to the conservative way, which would be, what did I say, 23? That'll be 11. So we'll go with 1.3704 as our first take profit. So we'll just put that in here. 1.3704. If we hit that, we'll just take our first profit. Now at that level, we will take 50% of the position off. So in other words, bank half. And at the same time you do that, move your stops 11 pips below the entry level. So the entry level is here. We'll move our stop loss from where it is now, which is currently 23 pips, up to 11 pips, effectively giving us a free trade. So as soon as we hit that line, we can't lose. And if we then go on, happy days, we win some money. If not, then no harm done. Now TP2, actually I'll put TP1 up there for you. 1.3704 is TP1. And TP2 will be double the risk. So in this case, again, 23 pips, we'll go 46. 46 above there is going to be 1.3739. The last time I went to school. But as you all know, that was a very long time ago. Okay, so let's work out TPs 1 and 2 on the downside. TP1 on the downside will be 11 under there, so it'll be 1.3659. And TP2 will be double the risk, so 46 pips under there, which will be 1.3624. Rightio, I'll just put those on the chart. I've got to say, going back quite some years now, this would not have worked, because by the time I typed all that out, the market's either up here or down here. This is just so unusual. But anyway, We'll talk about that a bit later as well. So TP2, we'll put that mark on there as well at 1.3739, which is right about there. And the TP2 on the short side is 1.3624, which is about there. Righto, so there our, I haven't put TP1 on there, sorry. TP1 is 1.3659, which is pretty much bang on there, a little bit below it. I'll get it right. Okay, now the other one, which is today, 5 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the entry level is higher. The entry level for the short is going to be just a little bit lower. So 1.3700 is going to be the entry for the long, and the short, the stop loss, which is 2 pips underneath this one, 1.3668. So I've got that right. So the parameters for this one, it's the last 5 1-hour bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're trading the breakout of the high of that range and the breakout of the low of that range, with 3 pips above for our entry, 2 pips below for our entry for the short, and of course the reverse applies. So the buy order is 1.3700 and the stop loss is 1.3668. So that one should be in the market, but it's not for some weird reason. I can see it's there. Okay, just hasn't prompted me. So now I've got to open another chart if that doesn't go long. This is a very, very long process, isn't it? But we need to do this to, that's not what I want to do, to get accurate figures. So if it proves, really what we're doing here is my strategy versus a computer back-test. That's how we're running it. So we're running it parallel, and whichever one turns out to be the best, then we'll go with that. We'll run with that. So let's bring up another one, and we'll do exactly the same thing again. We'll go with pound US dollar. We will use my template. Now I can't remember those levels, of course. Somebody will. Should write them down, shouldn't I? That'd be a good idea. Righto, trade manager again. So the entry level for the short is 2 under the low of that bar, which will be 1.3668. We'll give it a different number. 1.3668. I need a Bex and lie down after this. And the stop loss, 3 above there, which is 1.3700. Does anyone know what a Bex is? Okay, so take profit. Guys, take profit here on this computer version of the strategy is take profit at the first resistance level. Now, that could be a pivot. It could be a hard resistance level. In this case, I think we'll go with the pivot. The pivot is at 1.37265. I'll go a pip and a half under that, 1.3725. So that would be, pardon me, that's the short. Sorry, I should have gone short, shouldn't I?
Good morning, buddy.
Hello, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, good. How's things?
Good. I'm just trying to get myself into position for this trade. Again, 1.3656. So that's going to be 12 pips. 12 pips for the short.
Right, where we at? We at the original or the new?
Both.
Oh, what are we doing at the minute?
I'm just going to lie down because it takes so long to place that trade. We're done, mate. We're set. So we've got the short on the computer version, the long on the computer version. We've got the long and the short on my version, and they're all ready to go. So
Okay.
there.
So
Have
can
you got
I have the
anything-
numbers?
Oh my goodness me, mate!
What's that one you got on the screen? I can copy that down.
No, it's easy actually.
Okay.
We've got a buy. This is our version.
Version. Okay.
1.3693.
By 1.3693. Yep.
Stops at 1.3670.
Yep.
TP1 1.3704.
Sorry. It's my fault. 1.3704.
Mm-hmm.
704.
TP2 1.3739.
3739. Was it a loss yesterday?
Yep, both of them.
Both of them lost yesterday. Okay.
The sell.
The sell. 2-1 sell. Yep.
1.3670.
70.
Stop loss 1.3693.
1.3693.
Yep.
93. Yep.
TP1.
Yep.
Is 1.3659.
59.
And TP2 is 1.3624.
3624. Okay. Oh gosh, that's wrong.
You don't want the computer version, do you?
I do, yeah.
Do you? Just thought you'd say that. Okay. The buy is at 1.3700.
Buy is at 1.3700.
The stop loss is at 1.3668.
$1.3668.
Mm-hmm.
3668. Yep.
Now, for some reason, I haven't. Oh, there's no TP1. There's just a target. Target's at 1.3724.
24. Okay.
Mm-hmm. For the sell on the computer version.
Yep.
Entries 1.3668.
1.3668.
668.
Yep.
Stop loss 1.3700.
Yep.
And the target, I've got to get rid of that TP1. Don't want that. And TP2, the target is got to get out there, I think. 3656. No, that's nothing. That's like it's 130 is stop loss. Let's go to there. Monthly pivot 1.3637, which makes that 31 pips.
Target is 1.3.
What did I say? 6. Sorry. Target is, I've got to get up there, 3637.
3637. 3637. Okay, fantastic.
Which
okay,
is
mate. No problem.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay. It is now 1:15. That took 20 minutes. I'm going to have to streamline this. Everyone's asleep, I would imagine. And we haven't been triggered yet, I don't think so.
Okay.
RBA statement today, mates.
Yeah, loads of stuff going on actually. You know, as you know, I trade stocks, and there's I've got a stock at the minute, but BP I'm currently in.
Yep.
BP has effectively given a bit of a profit warning because they missed estimates, and it looks like the transition from fossil fuels to to clean energy is not going very well. So quite a bit of a dip in BP this morning.
Well, that's got to be a good thing, hasn't it? Because really, this is a hodl. This is buy and hold. This is not a
Oh, for
trade.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm quite happy with
And
it coming down a bit.
probably 5 years or something
Yes,
like that.
yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? And it really does. It does kind of bring into view, what needs to be thought of as time horizon. I mean, BP is currently sitting at 260. I'd quite like it down at 250 to kind of put on another position, and then again at 220. So, as you say, I'm quite happy to to hold on to BP, and there's a few of them that I quite like at the minute. For that very reason, very same reason. There's a few that I see eventually coming good, and BP would be certainly one of them. I mean, there's some that I'm holding are already in a pretty good space, but there's a few others that I'd like to just continue to add to as they fall, because BP's it's a monolith of a company, and you would think that they would eventually get it right. There's also Siemens Energy as well, talking about cutting 7,000 jobs as they make the transition into clean. So it looks like that clean energy jump is going to affect quite a lot of companies in the short term, and possibly
It's a big gap, isn't it? I mean, at the face, they're diametrically opposed to each other. So to actually fill that void is going to take a lot of time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and by the sounds of it, quite a lot of pain for quite a few people. So,
but I love your way of thinking. I think if you can hang on till there is that, and where do you buy? Where's the bottom? Who knows? But if you can hang on and get a good price on that, I think it's a great thing to have in your portfolio. And I'm not in that space, but I totally see it, totally get it.
Yeah, do you know? I think this is the thing. When I'm kind of constructing my basket of shares, I'm kind of thinking, okay, well, what's relevant now? What's going to be relevant in 10 years' time? And I think I suppose when I'm looking to buy and hold on to something, I am looking at what's an important feature, what's going to be an important sector in 10 years' time. So. A few of the price movements, not a big deal. Obviously I do try and pick out the best possible price point that I can, but if it drops down, not a big deal. I'm not haven't got a problem with that.
Cool. Okay, we have been triggered along on our version of the trade.
Okay.
So let's get rid of the. Why can't I even see the short? Okay, it's not there. Maybe it cancelled itself. It just got sick of waiting. I don't know. So, okay, we're looking for 1.3704 as our first take profit on the long. And the other one, the computer version, hasn't been triggered yet. Its entry is above this little doji bar here. So we'll wait on that. But I'll get prepared to take profit by closing half of the position at that yellow line. Hopefully we actually get a bit of a breakout early today. That'd be nice.
It were also some quite interesting moves on what's happened to these precious metals as well. We see gold. Where was gold by the end of it? So gold down, actually pushing lower this morning. We see silver obviously easing back a little bit after the excitement of yesterday, and quite a few of them. I saw quite a few of these stocks, these gold and silver stocks, just downgraded just off the back of what happened yesterday. And and again, it's one of those. These are the things that I would like to hold. I'd like to have these in my portfolio, but it's just a question of when. When's going to be the best possible time? The disparity between what happened with gold and silver yesterday was obviously concerning. There was a lot of concerning price action that went on between the two of them, and it does lead me to believe that silver's probably going to start to come lower. I still think there's some downside in these precious metals. Whether that actually transpires or not and materializes is very, very difficult to know. But I'm not that keen on holding on to some of these stocks. or well, say holding on to buying any of these stocks just yet. I think there's going to be a better price point coming personally.
Yeah, and I think that's the case with a lot of these. But you know, where and when, and have all those that wanted to be in out of the Reddit situation. Are they in? Are they going to jump on too late? All those sorts of questions are still yet to be answered, in my humble opinion. And you know, I'm pretty glad I'm not in that space, frankly, because I don't have to worry about it too much. But I'm waiting very, very anxiously to hear what Shukri's going to have to say about all of that Reddit stuff. When he joins us in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, do you know, I've got a question for Shukri too, just about some of these crypto companies that some of these cryptocurrencies that are backed by gold. I find that another really interesting way to play the gold market. You know, I really want these precious metals, but I want to have something that that you might be able to make some money out of. So my big question really to Shukri, I don't know if he's going to be in the room. He is in the room. My question to Shukri, just so you're prepared, mate. Oh, there you are. You're not only in the room, you're off mic, mate. My question to you, Pax.
Yes.
Can you either stake it or loan it out?
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. Now that is of interest.
So you get an extra booster there. Okay, so you can just hodl while getting something.
Yeah, I like it, mate.
It is Pax on a blockchain. It is not Pax. So when it's Pax on a blockchain, they can lend that out. Gotcha. And then what they do is they just give you the difference. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So I don't want to take Jeff's space. He might be sort of ready to talk about other things. But just before we go back to Jeff, couple more that I have a question about for you as well, and see if you've heard of them, and if you see that if Pax would be better, and those companies are, do you pronounce it Aurus?
Oris, how do you pronounce it?
That's how you pronounce
it. That was
the question.
But
what is the ticker symbol?
We're going to go for AURUS.
One moment. Okay, I'll take a look at this and then we'll come back. Let Jeff have his time in the sun.
AURUS.
AURUS. It is Aurus Gold.
That's right.
Very good question.
Okay,
very good question. I'll answer it when we come back. Yeah, we don't want to take the shine from Jeff.
Never, ever. Let it be said.
Very difficult to do that, mate.
All right, buddy. Thank you for that. We'll be joining you in about 10 minutes or so. Now, what I did want to talk about is Aussie Kiwi, Ash. But before we get to Aussie Kiwi, I want to talk about pound CAD, because I took this trade this morning, and I'll just get rid of this trade box here. And it could be very, very early, or it could be perfect. We'll see. Reason I'm taking the trade is pretty much because of what's the best way to display it to you? Probably there is the level that we're at, which is a super strong level. It doesn't want to get far above this, and you can see how many times that it's failed here. 1, 2, false break there. There. Just can't get above here. So my question always is, when that happens, if it hasn't gone through it already on the back of 1, 2, 3, 4 months of rallying, when is it going through there? And the answer, for me at least, is maybe it's not. So I just go into high alert when that's the case. And last week's candle, of course, is something that I always take a whole lot of notice of. And this is a big pullback off that level in last week's candle. So then I go to the daily, and there I find a key reversal bar from Friday's candle, and then an inside bar from yesterday's candle. Now that is something that I take into consideration just about every single day of the week. It's the only one that's popped up recently, I've got to say. Now, you can't just trade that out of context. You've got to recognize that we're in a primary downtrend to be able to trade that short, which is the way I want to go here, right? Now, that's the question. Are we in a primary downtrend? And you've really got to go fairly wide to find that, because there's no trend here as far as I'm concerned. It's just all over the shop. Like, I won't say that. But the trend, from my point of view, pretty much has to be down here somewhere. So I'm happy that we're in a primary downtrend. And until we get above that trend line, then that's going to be the case for me. But you can see how strong this level is here. And I'm not saying it can't break. Of course it can break. And there will be what's the word I'm looking for? The consensus of, no, it's not there. Anyway, populist theory, let's put it that way, will have it that the more this level is hit, the more likely it is to break. And I think that's perfectly acceptable. I don't have a problem with that. But you've got to look at the flip side of that. And the flip side of that is every time it comes to that level, it bounces off it. So here we are again. There's one of two things can happen here. Sorry, it's one of three things can happen here, as always. But there's also a way to judge that, in my opinion. And if you go down to a time frame like the daily that I'm trading this on, it gives you an indication that it's been up here, it's rejected that level, it's come back underneath, and the next trading day, it failed to make any impression on that seller bar, which is a massive engulfing bar in its own right, I've got to say. But it's also a key reversal bar. So when I look at that and I get a candle that really has failed to make any impression on the previous day's selling, then I've got to think the next move is going to be down, and take all of that resistance into account. Then I find that to be an acceptable. As I said early, as you know, I much prefer to see this bounce off here, give me a lower high, double top lower high, then I can trade. But, this is probably a lower high on an hourly chart if you have a good look at it. And it would be, but that's not what we're talking about. So that's what I'm trading. I'm trading this inside bar here. I wanted to get my entry well and truly underneath the weekly pivot, however. I think that's wise. Whether it's conservative enough, maybe I could sneak it down here, but, if you're going to get into this trade, you've got to get into it. So the level that I'm trading this at is on the screen. If you want to follow that, happy days. If not, then totally get it. This may be another inside bar here that we're seeing form. Either way, we're getting a little bit of a coiling of energy, and that bar there is telling me that the next move is down. Where it goes to, well, I'm counting on down here somewhere. But if it actually reverses, then there's a fair reward available on that as well, for a risk of what, 92 pips. We could pick up something like, where are we here, 650, something like that. And that's just going to fill the range in. If we then look to a proper reversal, we're going to look at 1,500 pips. So for a risk of less than 100, I think that's a reasonable position to take, and that's why I'm taking it. So the reward available here is potentially quite substantial. It may not work, as I said, it's early, but I think that's okay. The only other thing, I'll go to Aussie Kiwi, Ash, when you've done your stuff, and Shukri's done his. But dollar yen, those of you still following dollar yen, I think I said this yesterday, I moved my stops up to a fair way below the weekly pivot. Again, I want to give this as much breathing space as possible. 104.24 is where my stop loss is now. We've taken 2 lots of profit on this. This is the same principle. And look, to be frank with you guys, I really don't think this is on. But if it is, and if it does pan out, I can't remember. Well, we're at no risk here, obviously, at the moment. But I think we had a 25 pip risk, something I can't remember, to be honest.
Mate, it's really good to hear you tell me that you got into a dollar yen and you're making money out of it.
Yes, indeed. This is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to trade. It really is.
Do you know? And interesting, the dollar is now ready We've been waiting for the dollar for a long, long time. The COT data has suggested that the dollar is being, being bought up for quite some months. We've been looking for some dollar upside, but all of a sudden the seasonality kicks in, and is Shukri due on at 10:30? Sorry, yeah, 10:30 UK, no, 8:30 UK. He is, isn't he?
8:35.
8:35. Okay. Let me just.
You've got something you want? Well, this is just an update. So just very, very quickly, if this goes and fills that range in, there's 880 odd pips available for a risk of 25. And that's, again, I thought it was an excellent potential reward to risk. So there we go. That's all I've got, mate, at the moment.
Okay, mate. Okay, I can't show you that, actually. I'm out of it again. All right. Let me just see if I can get it somewhere else. I was just going to show you the how the rubber all of a sudden meets the road. Oh, I might have it here. Hold on, let's see. It's just loading up. Yeah, just going to show you how the rubber meets the road and how the probabilities all of a sudden for. We do have it here. So I'm going to show you this before we bring Shukri in.
Sure.
And it might even be that you've got some more time to run through that Kiwi Aussie Kiwi trade, because I'm fascinated by that one, mate. I think that one's another really interesting one. But let's just have a quick look. So we got the US dollar. Now this is indicating buying 96%, 96%, 85%. So that's telling us that the buyers are really starting to come into play with the COT data. Now, it's been up here for quite some time. If anything, these numbers are easing back a little bit because the dollar's starting to react. But look at this. This is the important factor. February, boom, a big move to the upside in February. So now the rubber meets the road and we have some confluence between seasonality and COT data. Now, if the dollar does not move in this particular period, then look out, because the dollar is going to crash. But this would suggest that any longs that have been initiated in the dollar are in pretty good shape. And this says hold that position right until the last week. And as long as the COT data doesn't... Yes, at least, because this then it gets into a sideways range and it doesn't actually start to move really to the downside until April. So so at the very minimum, it's saying hold that position right until the last week in Feb. But you can really, if you want the seasonal big boost, then that looks like it's around about the third week in March. So really, if you can get it right until the end of March, then you're in the best possible shape before it's suggesting coming down. Now, if the COT data is suggesting a sell at that particular point, that would suggest that we should be looking at the opposite direction at that particular point. But the key aspect here is February up until the third week is the first, this looking for a proper move, a sustained move, and COT data is all on the side of the buying.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's just something to mention.
As you say, it's a bit of an achievement for me to get into dollar yen at all these days, much less in a profitable position. So yeah, I'm happy if it goes to where?
The moon.
There you
go. Okay, so that is a very nice transition. Now, I encourage anybody in the room, if you want to ask any questions, please come on mic. If you can't get on mic, let us know, and we won't expect you to do so. But please come on mic and ask questions, because we want to make this as interactive with you as possible. That is the DXY crystal. Yes. So what that says is that the dollar generally, as a basket, against the basket of currencies, will likely go higher from here. Helen, I will get to your pound CAD and your Aussie Swiss, as will Jeff. We'll come back to Jeff actually, and talk about the Aussie Kiwi specifically. But let's talk to Shukri, because cryptos are back in the news again, and I see Ethereum popping to the upside. XRP got the Reddit crowd treatment yesterday, mate.
That's what we want to talk about. Can I change the screen? But
please do. Okay, one more. Helen, yes. Dollar positive for Feb. You got it.
Get my video on first, and now let us change the screen. I'm using my old. You disable screen sharing. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, let's go, man. What's happening in cryptos? But before that, let's see Aurus Gold.
Yes. Talk me through it.
When you see things like this, and I just saw this, the first thing I want to do is, I want to see that. And then I'm just going to, this is on CoinGecko, okay? Go to CoinGecko, guys, and find Aurus Gold. This is very important. I know there's a lot of people coming in. Yesterday was a very bad awakening for these people. You have to understand, crypto people are not stock people. Crypto people are not Forex people. Crypto people are actually super duper shark investors. We like to eat people, okay? So careful, okay, guys? Okay, I wouldn't do this because somehow it doesn't look like a gold chart.
Yeah.
Because I want to find something that's correlated to gold. So I don't see this, because this is 1.67, September 28, and it goes to 596. I don't even know what this is.
Right.
Probably manipulated somewhere. So I don't know. See, there's a lot of things, guys. You will see a lot of things called Aurus Gold. What you want to do is go to the website or go to Twitter or their LinkedIn and find out what they are doing. What is their proposition?
Nice.
Are they really linked to gold, or are they just calling it gold? After you could find a token called Shukri Gold. Please don't follow that. Okay.
So does that mean that PAX does the price action in PAX does is married to the price action that we see in gold? Fine.
Yes,
okay,
not
mate.
only that, if you look at PAX, it also has a PAX USD. See? So if you want to convert, you can convert to PAX USD. So they take the gold, they convert to PAX USD, they lend it out.
Right.
This is the beauty of this. Okay, I don't know what it is.
And what broker would I have to do that on? Would I have to just use the PAX website? Could I do it on Binance?
Most of it will have it. Yeah, this one, PAX's standard. Yeah, that's PAX USD. See?
Okay.
So you guys have to be very careful in this because there's a lot of things in. See, it's pretty much there to the US dollar. Because you have.
So would you suggest buying? You suggest buying PAX from their website or buying it through Binance or something?
You can buy it through exchanges, and then you have to look where the highest thing is. Crypto.com is easy, gives you 3%, but Simon found it at Nexo, right? Simon found it at Nexo for what, 5 or 6? So it is in your interest to basically stake it where you have the highest returns. Now, when you go into applications like Nexo and Celsius, which I call like DeFi 1.0, it's not that easy. So you can also buy it from crypto.com and send it there, or you can also buy it from Binance and send it there.
Okay. Gemini?
Yeah.
Gemini, a good one?
Yeah, Gemini is there. Gemini is good.
Okay. All right, mate. That's good enough for me. That's enough information for
guys, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of people in Malaysia. I don't know about UK. I hope you guys in the UK are safe because in Malaysia, a lot of people got slaughtered yesterday, which is stupid. Okay, guys, you got to do a better job of asking if your friends want to go into crypto, just follow our show, okay? We got Monday and Wednesday at 7:50, and then we got today after 4:35 because we are the nice guys. Okay, we're really nice. In cryptos, they are very, very. I know you guys see a lot of crypto guys not wearing shoes and all that. And let me tell you, they are one of the most astute investors in the world. They will see an opportunity to make money, and guess what? You become the sucker. Okay, so yes, Ethereum is bouncing above there. We're not going to talk about this. We want to talk about XRP and Wall Street bets. I know we guys are excited, right? We're the small guys. Although I was a big guy, I consider myself a small guy. It's cooler to be a small guy. Okay, it's cool to be a small guy. And if you go down as a big guy, hey, nobody's going to support. They say, hey, suit, get out of here. Okay, so anyway, I know it's cool about all these small guys. They ask you to buy, they ask you to hold, right? They say, okay, we're going in the team here. We're going in XRP, right? What time did they say? They even give the time. 9:30 a.m. Eastern yesterday. And you go, yeah, we're going to take on the suits, right? We're going to buy and hold, and we're not going to sell because why? We're the good guys. We're going to take on the suits. So everyone buys and buys and buys. And let's see what happened. Okay, guys, I'm going to see here what happened yesterday. How come this is slow? And let me tell you, this is what happens in crypto. As I said, people People are not nice in crypto, okay, guys? Seriously, people are not really nice in crypto. Let me go overview here. Look at the charts. I'm just going to look at the charts for you. And I am going to go to, I'm going to go today. What happened last night? Do I have trading view here? How come it doesn't give me trading view? Okay, I'm going to go here. There. Look at that. They say, oh, we're going to buy. Ash, we're going to buy. Jeff, buy some more. Go down. John, buy. Your turn now. We're going to push it up. Don't sell. Don't sell. Don't sell. Don't panic. Don't panic. Sell. Okay, we all are going to go in 9:30 because this was the subreddit in Wall Street Bets. And there was also a Telegram group there, okay? And then what happened, as I was doing my live show yesterday, it's kind of like 1 hour before, look, it went to go down. What did we do? We hodl. We hodl. This is a bad hodl, okay? And after that, look what happens. It just dumps, guys, 75 to 36, just like that. This is the pump and dump of crypto. And I think yesterday, a lot of astute people, I'm not going to say they're bad because, guys, us crypto guys, we are used to all this pump and dumps. For us, it's fun. But when I see a lot of young people get involved in this and don't know what they're doing and licking their wounds today, I feel really sorry for them. Okay,
but let me just bring that back to a slow pace.
Yeah.
And understand what's happened there, Shukri.
Yeah, correct.
What you're saying is, or are you saying that somebody has purposely pumped this and got all these people on board and then dumped it, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yes, that's what we're saying. There was a subreddit and there was a Telegram group.
So this is the new regime under which we find ourselves, which is setting up people who've got no idea what they're doing for disaster, yeah?
Yes, correct. Setting not only what to, okay, guys, if you don't know what you're doing, you're forgiven, okay? You don't see my show, I forgive you. The problem is, Jeff, there are people, experienced people who also got smashed. Why? You heard this before, right? Hello, now it's different. Now it's 2021. That was 2017, 2018. We didn't have this big Telegram groups. We didn't have robots then. We didn't have this whole group of people going after the suits. And the suits just came and punished them. These are not the suits. These are the whales because they don't know these whales here. Guys, they're not suits. They might not even wear any shirt. But I can tell you, they are very rich and they really know what they're doing. And some of it you don't know because yesterday, interesting because I watched CNBC yesterday and they said, and they went inside these groups and they said some of these people in the subreddits can even be ex-fund managers of all these big investment banks. So you see what you're getting into, right? You are getting
absolutely. You're taking on the big boys. They're gonna bite back.
Correct. They're gonna bite back. And look at this. And this is stupid because you know why? Look what happened after that, guys. Today, what's happening? Everything else is pumping, and suddenly you don't have any capital. You are stuck. Who are you? You're crying if you get stuck. See, Bitcoin is pumping, Ethereum is pumping. Hey, look at that. So suddenly you're stuck and you can't do anything. And this is the tragedy. And guys, it's going to happen. And Cardano.
How's that going?
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Because they have serious news on March 31st. Look, everything's pumping and people are stuck unnecessarily. That is the tragedy of all this pump and dump. And then you look at people like me, right? I'm not doing anything last night. My paid, which I did a live buy last week. Hey, it's 92 cents. It's more than 96. It's like almost, I don't know. It's like almost, let me count. It's like almost 14,000. It's more than 20 times. I have lost count. Let me count again. Okay, I need a calculator. There's something where I just lost count. Let's see. I got this number of units. I got this. Times 0.96 divided by 588. I am up like 22.85 times, 23 times. You see,
nice work.
Don't know.
Blow me away, man.
And the best thing is today, I also got a dividend, Jeff.
Did you? Awesome.
I was staking my coin. It's called Flow. It's like the biggest thing since, okay, to me, everything is the biggest thing since something, okay? It's probably the biggest thing since Ethereum. And I find another bigger thing than Flow. I suddenly got an email that I got a stake from Flow. They put it in my account and it's worth like $2,000 today.
Nice.
Nice. See, guys, so why are we going into pumps and dumps to get that? And why are we ignoring? Of course, this is fun, right? This is fun, right? We all like to charge, and then we all like to imagine ourselves in that movie, right? Hold the line, hold the line. You just hold it, right? Hold on, don't sell until it hits $145 because that was the target. They wanted to push this to $145. I don't know how, but that was the plan. Okay. So now they know that people in crypto are not like people in the stock market, okay? People in crypto are very, very different. So guys, don't fall for this, okay? It's just so cheap, and now these people can't really follow the rest. Okay, now for Jeff's lesson. Haha.
Yep.
Jeff's lesson now. Yeah.
Look at that. I got my pen. I'm ready.
Good. And remember, we are the good guys, okay? We don't do things stupid. So talking about Polkadot, okay, what we are starting to go into is Moonbeam. Okay, this is something that brings Ethereum applications into Polkadot because Ethereum, at the end of the day, you want Ethereum onto Polkadot because Ethereum has the best applications. It's going to take a long time if Polkadot wants to develop the applications themselves. But look at this. This is kind of weird. Look at the tokens they're coming with. Look at that. There's Glimmer and there's 2. That means they're coming with 2 tokens. They're like, what? How come they come out with 2? And then I will explain to you the genius of Polkadot, which is Gavin Wood. He's from Britain. Oh, sorry, he's Dr. Gavin Wood. I don't know where he got his doctorate at. But there is Glimmer token here. This will be the main utility token of Moonbeam. And now there is another token. Where is River? There's another one called River. Is that, yeah. And then there's River token. You say, why do they have 2? Because they are very clever, because the design of Polkadot is very unique. Let me show you the design first, and then let me show you what is going on here. Now, this is Polkadot. What you have here is a relay chain. This is the main chain. So everyone can share resources, right? You don't have to develop things yourself, but you yourself, like Moonbeam, is independent here. It's like independent. You can, this could be Moonbeam. This could be something else. It could be Ash Chain. This could be Jeff Chain. It doesn't matter. You can connect to Polkadot. But when you connect to Polkadot, you must actually put in some money as down payment. Deposit, right? Say you want to rent the place, you must put in a deposit. It's like a property, it's like a big property here. You want to connect, you have to put in some money here, But Polkadot is very, very powerful. So the chains that are connecting to Polkadot are parachains. The middle one is called the relay chain. Bridges are like, you can connect to Ethereum, you can connect to ADA, anyone. That's the beauty of Polkadot, which is why it is the hottest thing since, wait, I forgot. Polkadot was the hottest thing since Ethereum, and Flow is the hottest thing since Polkadot, or whatever it is, okay? So now, Polkadot is the main one. I want to imagine a situation, because we always have to ask this, what if we wanted to test something first? What if we wanted to go on a slightly lower grade, but just as good, that we can test it? Like Mark Zuckerberg said, like we want to break things. We want to break things first. We want to break things a lot of times before we even commit to Polkadot, which is very expensive. And this is where the genius of Gavin Wood is, because guess what? He has created another network, which is kind of like similar to Polkadot, but they're different, lower scale. And look, it's Kusama, it's the wild cousin, Canary Network. And look at the picture there. It says total chaos. That means you put your things in Kusama first. Once it works there, then you apply for Polkadot. It's also cheaper. That means if you really want to do cool things, like how do you know you're going to have customers? How do you know that your applications are going to be accepted? How do you know that you're going to monetize? Because you can have many customers, but what if you don't make money? because you are really putting rental here. You're paying the rent. You're putting your tokens for them to keep. So the beauty of this is that they have Kusama. So people put things on Kusama. See, origin of Kusama. I don't know, is this an Aussie name or a New Zealand name? You know, Kusama. No, right? No, okay. Network built as a risk-taking, fast-moving canary in the coal mine for its cousin Polkadot. It's not Aussie, right? Living platform built for change. So they build it on Kusama first. And when you look at this, this is also good for Moonbeam because then, look, Kusama deployment will be called Moon River, okay? And what we're gonna do, Jeff, so I've always been talking about Polkadot, Polkadot, Polkadot. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on the canary first, the small one first. This one will come out next week. This one will come out very soon. I'll show you the process next week. So here it is, guys. Listen carefully. When I say Polkadot, it's general Polkadot. But what token I want Jeff to buy is called Kusama KSM. This one, okay, guys? I know you might be confused. Hey, but you said buy Polkadot. No, not Polkadot. And this is only for you guys to learn, not for you guys to make a lot of money. Although if we make money, well, that's purely accidental. It's a strategy. It's for you guys to learn. We're going to go in with small amount. This is Kusama. It is $104. It is the wild cousin of Polkadot. And look at here again. I want you to look at the picture again. For Moonbeam to connect to Kusama, guess what? We are going to take Jeff's. We are going to take Jeff's Kusama and lock it here. Because Jeff, you want to go sleep at night, right? You don't want to wake up.
Absolutely, I do. Yes.
You don't want to look here. Hey, coin market cap. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good. Okay. See, that's why I say, you guys, we have to understand the differences of crypto. You want to be the guy that can watch TV, that can plant bamboo, that can go anywhere you want, and occasionally you will get an email saying, ka-ching, you got this from whatever you are staking. You understand that? That's how Polkadot and Kusama works. I think that's the beauty. And we have to respect the British. Only the British can think of that, okay? It's very complicated, okay? But then when you listen to it,
you think?
It makes sense. Okay, you know why? Okay, let me tell you why. Say we put Jeff's Kusama here into Moonbeam, right? And for putting Kusama, Jeff's get River. Now, this is very safe. Do you know why? This thing doesn't belong to Moonbeam. It is held somewhere like a trust. If the project doesn't work, it goes back to Jeff. If the project works and they're doing development, Jeff gets the river. Okay, and there is a period, and we'll talk about the period for locking at that time. And I'll show you next week why sometimes you want things to be locked first so that you're not subject to phone, right? Your phone, and you want to sell, okay? Because at the end of that period, which is like the rental period or whatever, when it's over, Jeff, you get back your Kusama.
I like it.
You see that? So you are going to get River if it works, and you're going to get Kusama back. If it doesn't work, you're still going to get your Kusama. The only thing is, during this period, could we have put Kusama somewhere else? The opportunity cost, Kusama may go up and down. But if we think Polkadot is good, it doesn't matter because over time it will go up. The only thing is, can we make Kusama work harder for us? Yes, but we're not going to talk about that first. So it's very simple, right? It's like a property model, guys. So once again, before I go, and you guys can ask me questions, I'm going to leave like 5 minutes for question. Polkadot is a beautiful system because it just removes the risk from us, okay? Because before this, how do they do tokens? They ask you to pay the money, and then guess what? What if the project does not work? That token will go to zero. So it's kind of like you're funding someone else. You're taking that risk, and you have to do that due diligence. This one, no. You're not buying their tokens, okay? You are buying Kusama, which is developed by Polkadot, okay? Dr. Gavin Wood. And if it doesn't work, you get your Kusama back. You don't get some funny token back, and that's cool. And if it works, guess what? You get River here, and if River goes up, guess what? you are suddenly in the river of life, right, man? You are doing well. So you guys understand that, right? I'm just putting in a model here to remove your preconceptions that crypto is speculative. No, there are ways to do it so it's not speculative. And that's really what we want to do here, okay? We don't want you to, first, we don't want you to get in trouble by all these pumps and dumps. Secondly, we want you to have sleep because me, Jeff, and Ash will have our sleep.
You bet we will.
Okay, any questions, guys, before I turn it back? And then we'll continue next week.
No questions, I don't think, mate. That's fantastic stuff, though.
Awesome.
Loving all of that. Okay, we will talk next week, mate. I'm going to look a bit more into packs, and then we will see if we can buy some. That's what I wanted to talk me through. Buying it and staking it.
Yeah, we'll do that. Sure. We'll focus on buying, where to buy next week. Sure. Cool.
Fantastic.
And we'll be following Kusama next week and see
Kusama next week. It's 104 this week, but that doesn't matter because you know why? We are in for the long haul. Remember, we might have our Kusama, right? And if even it's like this, if the project works, you know what happened? Even if Kusama goes down, you make money from River. Remember, River is the hot project. Remember that? It doesn't matter. The worst come to worst, you get your one Kusama back. $104. Although you should buy more.
Yep, like it, bud.
Love it a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shukri.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thanks, good stuff, mate.
Yeah, Helen, we'll talk about Kusama next week. Don't worry, guys. Hey, don't worry. We'll be back.
I'll chat to you tomorrow. I'll chat to you tomorrow morning.
Sure.
Cheers, buddy.
Yep.
All right. Fantastic stuff. Okay, mate. Well, I'm about to leave. I don't know if you want to shoot through these some of these questions here. There's a stack of them now.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Pound CAD not cooperating. Actually, you're in Pound CAD, aren't you now?
I'm not in it yet. No, I've got.
No, you're not in it yet. Okay.
Yep.
So Helen's in Pound CAD, but it's not cooperating. Any thoughts on the Euro Aussie and the Euro Swissy?
I'll wait till you go and I'll tackle those, mate.
Okay, Aussie Swissy, that is. All right. Well, if you're going to wait till I go, what I would like to ask you is about this Aussie Kiwi.
Yep. Sorry, Angel. Yes, Brian can come in, no problem. I'm really sorry I didn't see that before. Yep. Ask me.
Well, it's pushed down and it's pushed down again.
Yep.
So, you know, it is the turning point that. So let me just bring up the chart here. Yeah. So I was watching it. I don't know if you want to share or I want to share. Probably better that you share actually, because you'll be keeping the screen.
I'll do that. There we go. Shivers. I can't see what I'm sharing. I better not share that.
Actually, yeah, really interesting because you know yesterday it looked like we were getting this, and this is the thing with trading, isn't it? You have, so if you bring this up onto an hourly chart, for example, you know, and we can mark off that that horizontal level that you can see back on the 22nd of December as well.
Hang on.
Let's mark that off first.
22nd of December, horizontal level.
Yeah, you do it on the dailies, I think.
Here-ish?
No, on the daily, mate. So you're on the weekly now. Yeah, that one there, 22nd of December. I can see it. So it looks like around about that particular point.
I'll just get rid of all these levels I've got on my chart. So you want a horizontal level on there-ish. Is that where we are?
No, up from there. Up. Look to price action to the next one. Right. Go right again. There. That one there.
Right. Yep.
So now if we flip to the hourly.
Mm-hmm.
Now that point there yesterday. So we saw it hold that position yesterday, and then we saw it give us a higher low on the hourly. Just overnight, actually, drove all the way up to that. Yeah, exactly. It held there. So the yellow line is where it held nicely from that 22nd of December horizontal level. Is pushed up from that, giving us the first higher low as well in this move to the downside. That was the first genuine higher low on the hourly. Pushed up to the weekly pivot. Not only have we rejected it, but we've actually gone through that yellow line again, which is quite significant, I think. So what is going on with this Aussie Kiwi?
Well, that's on the back of Aussie News, right? That's the $100 billion they're going to spend as of April. That's what's forced that to happen. But the interesting part, as you say, and that's what we're looking for all the time to trade. I can't trade that because it's a white bar, but totally get the position. Now you've got to wait until the RBA says what they're going to do. And the RBA said what they're going to do, and the market's gone, oh, I nearly swore. Well, stuff you. We'll go down here then.
Yeah.
Because you guys are kidding yourselves.
Yeah.
But the reality is, to my mind, and the market's always right, we know that. The reality, to my mind, is why is that different to what everyone else is doing? And have they actually increased their spend? Yes, they have long term, but really they're only spending the same amount per week as they have been since whenever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that as bad news at the end of the day. The market does, obviously, and quite clearly it's very difficult to fight the market. But now we've got to look for another level, which is not far away. I think we're probably here, last month's monthly pivot. But you just can't go, okay, well, sorry, I just can't go, well, okay, there's the level we're going to bounce off here, let's go. Because the momentum is amazing, it's really, really strong.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. I've got to wait until we get a reason, and the reason is going to be, for me, something exactly like you just said yesterday, double bottom or whatever, and a higher low. If we get that again somewhere, then that's when I'll look to trade.
I mean, that move yesterday would have caught a lot of people out. I think there'd be a lot of people quite happy to have tried to hold into a decent retracement back up again. Well, maybe even a switch of trend back up again, looking for.
Well, you know how many people were trying to trade that long in the trading retreat, right?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get into it, and I got out. I managed to get out of break even as it popped back up again.
Yeah, you were one. I was one.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it looks at a good level, but it just goes to show that we got to listen to those fundamentals and see how they are reacted upon to get a much better idea of where things are going. Sorry, mate, I've got to shoot anyway.
Yeah, mate, go.
And I will see everybody tomorrow. So we're on Wednesday, aren't we? So we've still got a couple of days, but happy trading, everyone. Jeff will be dealing with your questions, and we if we got a bit more time tomorrow, we'll try and sort of get some more people on mic.
Yep. Okay. Busy. Have a good one, mate. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Thanks, buddy. See you later.
Right, guys. Quickly back to the pound trade. Firstly, and my goodness, we've missed TP1 by a freckle. And normally when that's the case, I just move my stops to entry. I'm inclined to do that. How close are we now? We're like a pip away, pip and a half away. We'll give it a couple of seconds and then we'll look to take that profit. If it doesn't hit that target or that TP1 target in a few seconds, I will indeed move my stops to entry. So we are, what are we looking for? 137.04. So just bear with me for a second, then I'll come back and answer those questions. And I do apologize. There are a lot of questions in the box, but it gets away. Time just gets away on you. I know what it's like. Come on, get up there. Shukri, buy some pounds, will you, for goodness sake?
Kusama!
You don't need too many. We're nearly there. By the way, the other one has triggered as well. The computer version is triggered as well. I'll give it another minute, guys, and if we haven't hit that target, I'll just move my stops to entry. Because that is my MO. And I guess in my version of this breakout trade, if it hasn't gone to TP1 in what, an hour, then maybe it ain't going there. And that's the whole premise of the way I trade. Conservative, yes. Some people call it cowardice. I call it conservatism. It's somewhere between, isn't it, really? But I don't have a problem with that. It's all about capital preservation as far as I'm concerned. Righto, 30 seconds. Get up there. Where is entry, by the way? 136.93. And the reason I do that, of course, is if we miss TP1 by a pip or less than a pip, which appears to be the case here, or is the case here, I figure it's going to retrace before it gets there. So, and that's of course Slingshot 2. How you going with Slingshot 2, Shukri? We haven't had time to trade it. Maybe
I haven't had time because now it's alt season, so I'm busy.
Yep.
How do you say it? I'm busy repositioning my cryptos for this final move.
Got it.
Final move.
I get it. Okay, so stops to entry now, guys. Which one is which? That's the question. 136.93 would be that one, right? Okay. So I'm just going to move my stops to there. So that becomes a non-loser. And if it does hit TP1, I can come back to it. All right, let's get to questions. Except Helen. Yes, Helen is fine. Brian is fine. Sorry, Angel, I didn't get to that. That's like nearly an hour ago, and I do apologize. Can I put it? Can you hear my voice? Vinoth. I hope that's corrected itself for you. Beck's is a nice cold beer. Well, it's a cold beer. I'm not sure about the nice part, John. Pound CAD. Okay, let's talk about Helen. You're already in Pound CAD. I've got no idea why, so I can't really comment on that. But the reason I'm in it is I gave you before. We're coming off the top here. We've got a key reversal bar. That's what I like to see. Now, some people, well, everybody would call that a bearish engulfing bar, and I'm fine with that. That's not the point here for me. The point here for me is the high of this bar is lower than the high of this bar. And this bar here has closed on or near its low. When I see that, I come on full alert, regardless of whether it's an engulfing bar or not. And then the next bar, which I call my insurance bar, is an inside bar based on that candle. So to me, if this candle means anything, then this bar here is telling us the second part of the story, which is the buyers have come back in, but they've been unable to raise or push the market higher than this high. Therefore, logic takes over in my brain and I go, well, okay, if that's the case, then what happens next? If this isn't happening, something else is going to happen. And that something else is, to my mind, the market's going to come down in this direction. Where it stops, I have no idea, to be honest. And that's why we take profit at strategic levels, like the monthly pivot, which is where I would be taking profit. And you can see that there. So that's my take on it. I've got no idea why you're in it, Helen. But that's where I'm at, and that's exactly where I'll stick. So TP1's here. Entry is well and truly underneath the weekly pivot. Reason for that is the weekly pivot, of course, is a strong level, and the predictable bounce off the weekly pivot, if I'm taken in here, could well bring me grief. Far more easy, I think so, than would be the case if I got in at this level. So that's the whole reason for that trade. The DAX, the DXY dollar index, I'm not sure, Crystal, when we were talking about that. Pound CAD, not corporate. Euro, Aussie, and Aussie Swiss. Euro, Aussie. Okay, I haven't looked at those charts. And the reason I haven't looked at those charts, Helen, is because these days my MO is pick out what I think may be interesting for the week and don't go outside of those currency pairs. And that's exactly what I'm doing at the moment. And the reason is very, very calculated, because in particular, when you're talking in shows like this and trying to trade 30-minute charts, for instance, it can't work. You can't give your full attention to the trade. And when you can't give your full attention to the trade, you shouldn't be trading, in my humble opinion. So for that reason, I just pick those, or in this case, what have I got? Well, I've got last week's in there as well, but I've only got 3 really that are interesting to me this week. Let me have a look at this pound for a second. So we've gone through TP1. I didn't take See what I mean? That's what happens. If you're talking and you go through your first take profit, you guys should have taken profit, right? And then I put myself in a vulnerable position where I could lose on something I should have won on. So that's the whole reason what I do now, because I'm talking to you guys. I'm more than happy to do that. But here we go. I think we can do it now. We can take TP1. Look at it. Isn't it a furry little thing? That's not it. I can't find the trade. Oh, because the stop's up here. Right, that's the one. That's the one I want. So, okay, we're closing half of that position. And now I can actually move my stops back. Are we at 104? Come on, don't do that to me. There we go, close enough. Isn't it marvelous? I would have picked up another pip. So now I've got to do, I can move my stop back to where it needs to be. So it needs to be at, we took how many? 11 pips, was it? Stop loss 93, 20, 11 pips. So I've got to go 11 pips from entry, which is 1.3682. That becomes my new stop loss. Okay, so all is well with the world. The trade manager is looking after the other one. Righto, back to questions. Here we go. Sorry, guys, there's a whole lot here. I will get to all of them, I promise you. Ash, USD positive for Feb, ha ha ha. Yes, Helen, I agree with you, ha ha ha, but that's the way it is. Silver gold discussion yesterday was a goodie. Cool. Crypto people are sharks. Yep. Excellent presentation, Shukri. Thank you. That really does put it into perspective for me.
Yeah, we're like the super great white sharks, okay? If you think the sharks in Forex are bad, man, we're like the prehistoric sharks. I don't even know the name, but we're prehistoric.
You know, that actually excites me, Shukri, to know that that is the case, because then I can, if I ever wanted to trade cryptos, and I don't, I've got to be honest, but if I ever did, I would then take notice of exactly those occurrences.
Yes, yes.
And look to trade the contrarian view, right?
Yes,
because that's where the money is in my opinion. But I'm a long way from trading cryptos. Investing in cryptos and staking, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, so that's why, like yesterday, while people were busy on this XRP, I was busy closing a position. Yeah, this is Fat's favorite crypto. It's called Morpheus. I went in at 38 cents. I closed it yesterday at 260. That's about a 6.5 times gain. So, you know, you really have to know what you're doing. The rest is noise. And let me tell you, I don't know, in Forex, 90% of people lose money. In crypto, I think it's about 99%.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So just don't follow the crowd. Okay, follow us. We're the nice people. We won't give you to the prehistoric shark.
Happy days. All right. Fad's asking you a question for River. Just one. You can take your tomorrow. You can handle that tomorrow in your show.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. River is one token. And see, the good thing about Moonbeam, you can do a double moon if it goes to the moon, because you have River and you have Glimmer. The other token is Glimmer.
Happy days.
Yeah, happy days, man. Happy days, guys.
Okay, Helen, you got out long and then went sell. Awesome. You're in the long. So you got a bit in the bank. Perfect. Crystal, thank you. Buy Ash, Andrew, trade sell. Andrew, trade sell. Lost that one, Helen. Sorry. More information on that. I think I got up to date, which is pretty cool. Right, I'm going to leave you guys very shortly, but update a few things. Right, look, Aussie Kiwi, I want to go back there because I have I was going to say fixed firm belief. That's a very dangerous thing to have in anything. But I've got a firm belief that we're going to hear at some stage on Aussie Kiwi. So that's, where are we? 108.45. We're about 235 pips from there right now. What I have in my head, I think I touched on earlier with Forex Factory. RBA today did nothing except commit to another $100 billion bond buying exercise or quantitative easing exercise. So who isn't, is my question. Who's not doing that? The whole world's doing that. Every reserve bank is doing exactly the same thing to keep the economy afloat, to keep things moving, to keep money circulating, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think that's a big deal. The market thinks it's a big deal. So the market sold Aussie off. And that's perfect from my point of view. What I'm now taking into consideration is that we're seeking an unemployment rate rise in New Zealand in the morning, which is what, 12 hours and 30 minutes away. This is the key number. So the market's already got that, right? That's already priced in. Forget trying to trade that now. If you tried to trade that last week, maybe you've got a case, but now it's too late. What you now have to look for is that being a miss or a beat, either one. So if it's a miss and that goes to 5.7 or 5.8, Aussie Kiwi suddenly goes like that. Sorry, like that. If it's a beat, then Aussie Kiwi just keeps going down, 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 like coal's prices. So this is a very important figure. This one, not so much, but this one tomorrow morning is a super important figure. And I would actually like to be in a position, I would love to have been in a position to take advantage of whatever happens there. But we don't know what's going to happen. If, as I said, it's going to go one way or the other. So I'll be looking tomorrow at precisely this pair. And if I get the inclination that this can rally on the back of that number, so if it's a beat, probably not for the Kiwi, but if the unemployment rate goes up by more than that or goes to more than that 5.6%, then this becomes a buy very, very quickly. Now you're going to get a market reaction, and the market reaction will be swift and probably substantial. But it's after that you've got to look for the trade. So from my point of view, if we came back into this range and then got a little bit of a retrace, that's when you want to buy it and take it up to here. If it's a beat, then forget it. It's going down to here. But if it's a miss, then that's what I'll be looking for, Aussie Kiwi long. Couple of others. Dollar yen we've spoken about. There's nothing to do there. Pound we've spoken about. Pound CAD, go back to that. No, we don't need to go back to that. CAD yen. CAD yen for exactly the same reason. This is the other one I wanted. Oh, this is great. This is perfect. What we're looking for here is exactly the same as we've described before, right? We're at the top of a range. Go big picture, if you like, to the monthly chart. We're at a substantial level. It's rejected this level as support many, many times. And in recent times, it's gone miss, 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 just keeps knocking it back. But there's something going on here. If I come down to the weekly chart, it'll probably become a little clearer to you. And I think I pointed this out last week, maybe not. We've got a pretty clear triangle happening, ascending triangle at that. You can put it wherever you want, but let's go with there-ish, shall we? Something like that. That'll do for now. But the whole point of the exercise is when I've got a market structure, the market structure tells me everything I need to know. So this is either going to break through here and keep going, or it's going to break through here and come back inside that and then go the opposite direction. The problem with the opposite direction is it's got a very limited appeal because you've got the bottom of the range here. And yeah, I'll say the confluence area. So there's not much to be gained here from certainly from a weekly chart. But if you drill down, then it becomes attractive, right? So what I'm looking for here is one of two things. I'm looking for price to bounce again and give me a lower high, something like that would be ideal. If you get that little tail on the top and a white body, that's exactly what I'll be looking for here. The other way to look at that is let it break out. So then find a next resistance level, or it doesn't even matter if it doesn't find it, I suppose, but it's best to find the next resistance level, which would probably be here for me. Let it hit that, then come back and give you the same thing. So back inside, retest the top, then you can trade it down to this level here, around about 80, 50. So there's probably going to be about 200 pips available if that does pan out. So that's why I'm keeping my eye very, very closely on CAD yen. Now, to be frank, that would be against my bias because I'm a massive fan of the CAD, and I have got no idea why it has come off recently. It's pretty much an oil story at the end of the day. And I think dollar CAD I'll be looking to trade very, very soon. As soon as this euphoria of the dollar is over, I think dollar CAD will be one of the best to follow. And that level may well be up here at the 130 mark. If this hits 130, and I don't trade limit orders, gee, I'd be very tempted to place a limit order there with a stop loss up here, because I think ultimately this is going down here somewhere. Anyway, I won't bore you with potential futures because they're a long way from here. Angel, I haven't got that message. I can't see it. But anyway, it's time to go, guys. We've run over and we've kept Angel away from what she needs to do. And thank you very much, Angel, for hanging around. I will catch you tomorrow with Ash and Shukri, of course, in his show on Wednesday at 7:50. Is that still the case, mate?
Tomorrow, well, everything's the best show. Tomorrow is the best show because I will show you how to make 10 times my money. I'll give you an example, real life example.
They don't want to make 10 times your money. They want to make 10 times their money.
Yes, we'll show it tomorrow. See you guys.
All right, mate. Have a good one. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Look forward to catching. Oh, how's the pound trade going? With TP2? No, it's hanging around there. We'll catch you tomorrow.